This was not to happen. The chromosphere was to be ours. Now all we have is a pile of debris. You, General, are to blame.
He failed to deactivate the radar centers. I believe he is aware of the punishment.
Take him out and shoot him. Get him out of my sight.
Comrade Stalin, the General is not responsible for the destruction of the chromosphere. I personally monitored his actions.
And who then would be to blame? Clearly, the General is at fault.
Yet, comrade, it was you who failed in your actions. You did not inform the General of the other Allied transmitter that was nearby.
Is this true, Kuko? Was there a fourth transmitter?
We did not notice it on the first pass, but yes.
You disappoint me, Kukov. If the chronosphere is not to be ours, then let it be buried with the remains of the Allied dogs. Where are they? Nadia, where's the base of operations located?
We have traced Einstein's signal. He has moved to the coast of England. It must be the center of the command.
General, consider this your redemption. You are to lead the attack on the Allied headquarters. Level it! Destroy forever all traces of the Alliance.
Comrade, Commander...
Continue! Comrade. And you will find yourself on the floor with Kukov. Assemble a strike team. A continental Soviet Union is our destiny.
Options. Building.
Yes, sir. Yes, waiting order. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative, comrade. Affirmative, comrade. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Reporting. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Reporting. Very well. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Construction complete. Building. Construction complete. Building. Construction complete. New construction options. Building.
Yes, sir. Comrade. Comrade. Yes, sir. Acknowledge. Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building. Unable to comply. Building in progress. Construction complete. New construction options. Building.
Yes, sir.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Waiting or acknowledge.
Building.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Construction
Acknowledge.
complete. New construction options. Unit
Vehicle
ready.
reporting.
Building. Building.
Yes, sir.
Our base is under attack.
Reporting. Acknowledge. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready. Building.
Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready. Building. Construction complete. Our base is under attack. New construction options.
Reporting.
Building. Construction
Waiting
complete.
order. Vehicle
Unit
affirmative.
ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Low power. Unit lost.
Ready and waiting. Affirmative.
Unable to comply. Building in progress.
Ready and
Building.
waiting. Agreed.
Unit
Yes, sir.
lost.
Sir.
Our base is under
Acknowledged.
attack.
Reporting.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Yeah. Okay.
Construction complete. Building. Naval unit lost.
Reporting.
Building. Construction
Awaiting
complete.
orders. Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Report acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Report acknowledged.
Naval unit lost. Our base
Reporting.
is under attack.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Comrade. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Vehicle report. Affirmative. Waiting order. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Acknowledged.
Lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Comrade. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Comrade. Affirmative. Waiting order. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
Our base is under attack.
Vehicle report. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Prepare.
Comrade. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Comrade. Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative. Waiting
Building.
order. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Vehicle reported. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Our base is under attack.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Construction complete. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
On hold. Cancel. Building. Unit ready. Building.
Comrade.
Construction complete.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
New construction options. Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Building. Construction complete. On hold.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Cancelled. Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building. Insufficient funds. Building.
Yes, sir. Waiting order. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting.
Comrade, acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Our
Affirmative.
base is under attack.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. Building. Repairing.
Yes, sir. Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Vehicle
Building.
reporting.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Vehicle reporting. Awaiting orders.
Spy plane ready.
Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Waiting affirmative. Acknowledged.
Repairing.
Acknowledged.
Building. Unit
Report.
repaired.
Reporting. Affirmative. Waiting order. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Awaiting
At
orders.
once. Very well.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Waiting order.
Insufficient
sir.
funds.
Yes, sir. Comrade,
Unit
acknowledged.
ready.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Building.
Comrade, acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir.
Base is under attack.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Building.
Waiting order. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Comrade. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Reporting. Very well.
Comrade,
Unit
acknowledged.
ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Waiting order. Yes, sir.
Insufficient funds.
Waiting
On
affirmative.
hold.
Reporting.
Cancel.
Acknowledged.
Comrade, affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready. Building.
Ready and waiting. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Repairing.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Vehicle report. Affirmative.
Select target. Reinforcements have arrived. Unit lost. Unit lost.
Waiting orders. Very well. At once.
Unit
At
ready.
once.
Building.
Waiting order.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Comrade, affirmative. Report. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Comrade,
Repair.
acknowledged.
Silos needed.
Waiting order.
Unit repaired.
Acknowledged. Report. Affirmative. Reporting. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Vehicle report. Acknowledged.
Waiting order. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready. Building.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders.
Building.
Yes, sir.
On hold.
Affirmative.
Cancel. Select target.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. 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 Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged.
Our base is under attack.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Construction complete.
Acknowledged.
Ready. Building. New
Yes,
construction
sir.
options.
Affirmative. Vehicle reporting.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Repair.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Building. Unable to comply. Building in progress.
Vehicle reporting.
Waiting order. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit
Yes,
repaired.
sir. Acknowledged. Comrade. Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Yes,
Insufficient
sir.
funds.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Spy plane ready.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Reporting. Agreed.
Unit lost. Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Construction complete.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit
Reporting.
ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Base is under attack.
Vehicle reporting.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Reporting. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Insufficient funds. Reinforcements have arrived. Unit ready. Building.
Awaiting orders.
Unit
Very well.
lost.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Vehicle reporting. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Comrade, acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Insufficient
Affirmative.
funds.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Comrade, acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Naval
Affirmative.
unit lost.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Naval
Yes, sir.
unit lost.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Reporting.
Naval
Affirmative.
unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Yes, sir.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Yes,
Naval
sir.
unit lost.
Acknowledged. Waiting order. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Waiting
Unit
order.
ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Acknowledged. Very well.
Yes,
Unit
sir.
lost.
Affirmative.
Vehicle report.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting.
Unit ready. Building.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Report
Building.
acknowledged. Affirmative. Waiting for affirmative.
Ready and waiting.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Waiting order. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Insufficient
Awaiting
funds.
affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Select target. Select target.
Yes, sir.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Report affirmative. Reporting.
Unit
Report
ready.
affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir. Of course. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Yes, sir.
lost.
Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Acknowledged.
sir.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Ready and waiting. Agreed. Comrade, affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Awaiting
Very
orders.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir.
Waiting order.
Affirmative.
Waiting order. Acknowledged.
Reporting.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready. Building.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Insufficient
Acknowledged.
funds.
Acknowledged.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Report acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Vehicle acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Acknowledged.
Reporting. Affirmative. Reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yes,
Acknowledged.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Ready and waiting.
Yes, sir. Awaiting
Acknowledged.
orders.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Waiting order. Acknowledged.
Vehicle report.
Ready.
Vehicle report. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Reporting.
Comrade.
Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Ready.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged.
Building. Naval unit lost. Building.
Yes, sir. Reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Construction
Acknowledged.
complete.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unable to comply. Building in progress. Building. Building. Insufficient funds.
Comrade.
Construction
Acknowledged.
complete.
Affirmative.
New construction options.
Waiting
Training.
order. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Comrade. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Comrade.
Okay.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Awaiting affirmative. Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Prepare.
Affirmative.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Naval
Acknowledged.
unit lost. Unit ready. Building. Unit repaired. Unit ready. Training. Insufficient funds.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Select target. Select target. Reinforcements have arrived. Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Training. Unit lost.
Reporting. Reporting.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Our base is under attack. Unit ready. Training.
Reporting.
Spy plane.
Affirmative.
Unit ready. Training.
Waiting order.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir.
Insufficient funds.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Waiting order. Comrade. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Naval unit lost.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building. Unit lost. Naval unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Reporting. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building. Reinforcements have arrived.
Affirmative.
Insufficient funds.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Very well.
Unit lost.
Reporting at once. Yes, sir. Very well.
Unit
Waiting
lost.
order. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Reporting.
Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Spy plane ready.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Reporting. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Waiting order. Affirmative. Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Comrade. Affirmative. Waiting for affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Unit
Echo
lost.
reporting. Affirmative.
Waiting order. Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Waiting order. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Spy
Affirmative.
plane ready. Insufficient funds.
Acknowledged.
Comrade. Affirmative. Comrade. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Reporting.
Construction complete. Naval unit lost. New construction options. Building.
Reporting. Waiting order. Affirmative.
Select target.
Waiting order. Affirmative. Reporting.
Naval unit lost.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Select target. Reinforcements have
Acknowledged.
arrived. Select target.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Waiting
Construction
order.
complete.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Waiting order. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Spy plane ready.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Comrade.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Unit lost. Select target.
Comrade. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds. Our base is under attack. New construction options. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Awaiting orders.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Comrade.
Yes, sir.
Construction
Acknowledged.
Spy
Affirmative.
plane ready.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged, sir.
Yes, sir.
Naval
Affirmative.
unit lost.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Able to comply. Building in progress. New construction options.
Reporting. Yes, sir.
Naval unit lost.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Select target. Reinforcements have arrived. Unit ready. Building.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Comrade. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Vehicle acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Select target.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Insufficient coordinates. On hold. Unit lost. Cancel.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Over.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Lost. Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Ready.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Comrade. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Report. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Awaiting
Insufficient
orders.
funds.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Comrade. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Select target. Select target.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Ready and waiting.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Waiting order. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Reporting. Reporting.
Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Select target.
Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Waiting order.
Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Silence
Affirmative.
needed. Silence
Affirmative.
needed.
Affirmative.
Building.
Yes,
On
sir.
hold. Silence needed.
Yes, sir.
Cancel.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Waiting order.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Select target.
Affirmative.
Reinforcements have arrived. Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building. Unit lost.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Vehicle reporting.
Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Waiting orders. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Vehicle reporting.
Insufficient
Affirmative.
funds.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit
Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Comrade. Affirmative. Comrade. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Reporting. Comrade. Comrade. Reporting. Acknowledged.
Our base
Comrade.
is under
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Waiting
Unit
order.
ready.
Awaiting orders.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Waiting order.
Yes, sir.
Comrade. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Report,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Affirmative.
Waiting orders.
Very well.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Lost.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Silos needed. Building.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Report
Yes,
acknowledged.
sir. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Report
Silos.
acknowledged.
Affirmative.
Unit lost. Building.
Yes, sir.
Select target.
Reporting
Unit
acknowledged.
ready.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Vehicle
Silos
report.
needed.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting. Yes, sir.
Silos needed.
Yes, sir.
Silos
Affirmative.
needed.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Select target. Reinforcements.
Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Waiting orders. Affirmative. Ready and waiting well. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Report. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes,
Affirmative.
sir. Affirmative.
Report acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Affirmative.
Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Building. On hold.
Comrade. Affirmative.
Unit lost. Construction complete. Primary building selected. Building. Unit ready. Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Comrade. Acknowledged.
Building.
Awaiting affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Affirmative.
Yes,
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
reporting. Reporting, yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Reporting.
Awaiting orders, yes, sir.
Acknowledged.
Select target.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged.
Spy plane ready.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Select target. Mission accomplished.
Amazing, these English, how quickly they adapt. They must truly have been crying out for our victory. They have abandoned their old rulers faster than rats leading a sinking ship. We have done what no one else has dared. The Soviet Union stretches across the entire continent. We have liberated Europe at last. It's time to celebrate. See? But why not? When in Rome, excellent. General, you have covered yourself in great honor. I will see to it personally that you are very well taken care of. Nadia, this tea is truly excellent.
Thank you. I prepared it myself.
Poison? You bitch!
You bastard pig! You will never touch me with your filthy hands again. Well, General, this temporary chaos in Europe will only help to fuel the Brotherhood's cause. For centuries we have waited to emerge from the shadows, and now we will make ourselves known. And Cain went out from the presence of the Lord and took up residence in the land of Nod. You have done well to serve us, and for that, you should be rewarded. We estimate that the Brotherhood will tire of the USSR in the early 1990s. Until then, you will keep the peace. Fight our battles where you must, and you'll remain our loyal and obedient servant for the foreseeable future.
The foreseeable future. Comrade Chairman, I am the future.